Hello and welcome. I'm Gamer Vince, and this is a playthrough of Talisman Digital Edition. I've decided that I'm going to do a full playthrough of this game because I got this game when it was sold as part of a Humble Bundle for a board game weekend, and I've actually been enjoying it a lot since then. I've been playing it a decent amount, so I figured I might as well make a video of me playing it. I did a review of it, and I still wouldn't go so far as to call this a good game. It's kind of funny. I mean, I guess it obviously is. I've been enjoying it, and I've been playing it actually quite a lot. But I know the mechanics are kind of sometimes a little bit laughable and very, very reliant on luck and all that kind of thing. So it's kind of funny that sort of on an intellectual level, I'm like, huh, I scoff at this game. And on the other, on another level, I'm like, it's actually a lot of fun. So, in any case, I'm going to be playing it for you today. I've played it a decent amount, so I have a lot of these rune stones. I'm going to be not playing with the with rune stones, just to kind of show you what a normal game looks like, and I'll show you how to win a game pretty easily. With or without rune stones. It basically comes down to picking the right character. Actually, before I start, I'm going to I have an expansion. I have the Frost March expansion. I just the game, when I got it as part of the Humble Bundle, the Frost March expansion just came with it. I'm going to be turning that off so that I might do another video where I'll turn it on, and that adds a whole bunch of new characters and different kinds of things you can do with it. But yeah. The first thing I almost always turn on is Race for the Crown. Simply, actually, I'm going to turn runestones off. Okay, now runestones are just off. Alright, but I always do Race for the Crown because I feel like if I'm playing against an AI opponent, like I almost always do, you're just going to be sitting on the crown for a long time, casting the command spell over and over again, waiting for them to die, and it's pretty much always whoever gets to the crown first wins anyway. So you might as well just end the game there instead of playing it out. Hey, excuse me. Been having a little bit of a sore throat. Been doing too many videos clearly, but that's not going to stop me. I will suffer for your entertainment. So first thing you want to do is pick a character. I usually play 2 players against an AI opponent, and the reason for that is that this sort of maximizes the amount of time you're playing. If you can play with, 3 AI opponents with a total of 4 players, but then you only get a turn every once in a while. And with as many ways of like missing turns and other kinds of things that can just sort of, well, your turn can get skipped quite a lot in the game, and it's really frustrating in a 4-player game if your turn gets skipped, because then you have to wait through 3 opponents' turns, then your turn gets skipped, and then you have to wait again for 3 more opponents' turns. So it's really frustrating in my mind. So I always do 2 players, and it also increases your chances of winning. I just like doing more, so it makes the games go quicker. The biggest decision you have to play, so I turned the Frost March expansion off. I have these couple of characters down here that I got as well, the Ninja and the Pirate. I'm not going to be playing with them either. There's also a couple of other characters that came with the Frost March expansion. You see the ones with the snowflake symbol, the Leprechaun, and like these couple ones. The Warlock is pretty good. But I'm not going to be playing with those. I'm going to be playing with one of the base characters, these ones up here, just to kind of show you how you can do it. The best characters to take. So the Assassin I don't think is that great. It's very good at killing your opponent. In a one-on-one game, that's actually not bad, because killing your opponent, you only have one opponent, so it's not that bad. Druid, being able to change your alignment at will, is pretty decent, and gaining a bunch of spells. Being able to gain spells just by landing on a wood space, that's pretty dang good. The Dwarf is actually much better than I gave credit for at the beginning, because if you can raise his craft a lot, he can get to the end very easily, because of these abilities down here. Only needing to roll 2 dice in the mines and only 1 at the Portal of Power by craft. So craft Dwarf is actually really good. The Elf is okay. Being able to teleport between wood space is pretty decent. The Ghoul is actually very good, primarily because he gets 4 fate points. 4 fate points is actually relatively high. Like the Dwarf gets 5 for some bizarre reason. The Dwarf is actually very good. And the Druid gets 4. Most characters get 3 or less. There are some that get like 1, like the Warrior and the Troll. They only get 1. Most characters get at least 2. And fate points are very good. It's very good to be able to carry more fate points. The Minstrel's okay. The Monk kind of sucks. Kind of good at the beginning because he has essentially 5 strength when fighting at the beginning. The Priest is, in my opinion, sort of like the worst character you could pick because the abilities just aren't very good. The Prophetess is one of the best because of her ability just to discard cards, adventure cards she doesn't like. That's pretty fantastic, actually. The Sorceress is pretty decent, but more so in larger games, so because if you land on opponents, you can do all kinds of awful things to them. And she can fight in psychic combat, which can be very good against like people like the Warrior. The Thief is okay. Items are good at the beginning, but then kind of get bad towards the end of the game, so the Thief's alright. The Troll starts off with a fantastic amount of strength, and that's pretty much all he's got going for him. Yeah, so the Troll is not that great in my opinion, because, yeah, you start off with a lot of strength, but, Also had a lot of lives, which that's kind of nice. The Warrior being able to use 2 weapons is actually not that bad, because you're likely to get 2 weapons, and rolling 2 dice in combat is pretty good. And then here's the Wizard, which is the one that I'm going to be playing, which I think is one of the best characters just in the game. One, because he starts with 2 spells, and gets, you know, when you cast spells you get additional spells, and you can attack people with psychic combat, and he starts with 5 craft. The Prophetess, if you're trying to play this game sort of on easy mode, I highly recommend the Prophetess, the Wizard, or the Dwarf. Those 3 are sort of trifecta of awesomeness. You play any of those, you're going to have a good time. Yeah. The Ghoul's not bad, and most of the characters aren't bad. I would avoid the Priest and maybe the Monk, the Thief, and the Troll and the Warrior. They're all kind of okay. They don't help you act strategically necessarily. So those ones are okay. But you're pretty much going to be okay with any of them if you play your cards right. So I've got Runestones. Whoops, I don't mean to be the Warrior. I mean to be the Wizard. And I'm going to be playing against a random opponent and just let the computer pick whoever, because it's almost irrelevant. If you want an easy game, pick somebody that you'll be good against. Like for instance, the Wizard can do psychic combat, so I might say like, hey, I'm going to go up against the Troll and just psychic combat him a lot and try to steal his stuff. Though of course he can come back and punch you with his high strength, so you know that may not be the best plan. But I'm just going to do a random. I'm just going to do go up against a random opponent. Okay, so that's our setup. I'm playing the Wizard, expansion pack, no expansion packs against a random opponent, and I've turned the Runestones off so I can show you what sort of a base game is. All right, let's get started. Player always goes first, I think, always. So I'm up against the Thief. The Thief's not that great, so I'm not really too worried. Oh, and we get Temporal Warp. See, spells are really, really good. There are some really good spells. Oh, and Mesmerism. That's alright. So what Temporal Warp does is that I basically get to take, what, 3 more turns? You may take 3 successive turns instead of 1. Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. That's even a card. So we're gonna cast that spell right away and just take 3 turns before the Wizard, before the Thief even gets to go, which is pretty awful. And Mesmerism allows you to steal a follower just from anybody. So if he like gets the Unicorn or any other really good follower, I'm just gonna steal it from him. So let's roll a 4. I definitely don't want to go to the chapel. In case you don't know, going to the chapel, I think it's called the chapel. Yeah, the chapel. If you're evil, you lose a life. Wizard starts off as evil. Always be aware of what alignment you have. Also, the evil alignment is just easier to play, in my opinion, than good alignment. And the reason for that is that the chapel, if you're good, heals your life. And you can like roll a die to pray and gain a life or gain a spell. There's a million ways to heal in this game. Both the the city over here has a healer in it, and the village over here also has a healer in it. And so you can heal life at either one of these locations. Granted for money instead of free, but you can still heal. Evil characters have access to the graveyard, where they can replenish their fate, which is used to reroll dice. To me, that is so much more useful because there is no other place you can reliably regain fate. It's not on the map. If you're good, you don't have access to this. If you're neutral, you can replenish. You can buy fate here, and then you can buy health here. But there's no reason for you to go to the chapel to buy health. You might as well just go to the city or the village. It doesn't really matter. You can buy health in a million places. So just that evil characters have access to that. It's pretty good. Actually, I'm beginning to realize that this 4 is kind of a crap roll. I either can go into the forest and potentially lose a turn or a life or something, because the forest sucks and so do the crags. Those are like the spots you want to avoid. You know what? I'm going to just re-roll that. 3 is marketably better. Another pro tip is head towards the ruins here. This spot right here, the ruins. Yeah, you can't really see it there. But the ruins over here, is the only spot on the outside map, part of the map, where you can get 2 adventure cards. And adventure cards wins games. Fantastic. I'll totally take that magic belt. Very good. Very good. And we'll keep rolling. And we're going to go... I'm actually going to go here. Another thing that you'll want to realize is that, so I told you to go to the ruins, and you might think to yourself like, why am I going away from the ruins? Well, I'm not actually any further away. I roll between 1 and 6, so as long as I'm with a 6 or closer, I am essentially 1 move away. It doesn't really matter if I'm closer or not. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. As long as I can get there within 1 move, there's always 1 die roll that will get me there. So that's what I try to do. I'm going to take a gold, and I get another turn, because wizards are OP. Now I'm going to go this way. So now I'm further away from this, but I did not want to go to the forest. There's just nothing good there. Alright, we're going to fight a shadow, which that should be... We should win this, unless I would say roll a 1, and it say rolls a 5. So, I'll re-roll that, because what... Oh, god dang it. I should have won that, but hey, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. So you notice that I used 2 fate points there very quickly, but I'm near the graveyard. All I need to do is land on the graveyard, and I get both my fate points back. All right, you got the princess. That's not a particularly good one. It allows you to heal basically for free. Yeah, you may have up to 2 lives healed per visit for free, which is not that great. You can exchange her for money. Essentially, I guess, like a reward for returning her, I guess. It's not particularly good. So I'm not going to bother mesmerizing the princess just yet. Now, I am the wizard, and if I use up the spell, I will get another spell. So it might actually eventually be worth it to me to mesmerize the princess for the sole reason of getting another spell. But I'm not really hurting to have another spell yet. I only got Poltergeist. Poltergeist is kind of a bad one. It's an interesting one. Poltergeist forces you to move 1 movement at a time. To go just 1 step at a time, which is considered a bad thing. You can get rid of it by crossing the river, which is actually kind of difficult for either one of us right now. So being forced to move 1 step at a time is bad, usually because you can't go very far and you have no real options. You have to go to something adjacent to you. But on the other hand, it's predictable. Normally you're rolling a die every time, and if I say really, really wanted to get to a specific spot on the map, I cannot reliably get there. I'll just have to get lucky in rolling the right amount of dice. Like, see, for instance, I got lucky that, oh, now I've got a choice. I can go to the graveyard and get my fate back, or I can go, yeah, I'm going to go here and draw 2 adventure cards, because I think it's more important right now. I have a fate point, so you'll be right. Oh, magical vortex. That's going to get rid of my mesmerize. And pestilence. Wow, that kind of sucks. All right, well there goes mesmerism. That's unfortunate. Ah, counterspell. That's not even particularly good. Counterspell does exactly what you think it does, which is it counters a spell. But I don't think this thief is going to be flinging a lot of spells around, so that's really unfortunate. Because I'm not going to be able to get rid of that spell. So, unfortunate, but we'll deal with it for now. I'm gonna go towards this way to get closer. I think let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if I roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I roll a 5 or better, excuse me. If I roll a 5 or better, I'll make it to the graveyard. But if I moved over here, I wouldn't be able to make it to the graveyard. Oh, crud, demon. Oh, I don't think I can win against him. I can stand if I'd rolled a 6. Wow, that's really unfortunate. All right, well, I'll just take the hit. It's not the worst that can happen to you, but it's not the worst, but certainly could have been better. All right, he's fighting a hobgoblin. He may or may not make this. Nope, he loses. Now he could use a fate point to reroll, but they quite often don't. They're kind of miserly. The computer's kind of miserly with their fate points. All right, I have lost actually quite a bit of health. Now the question is how I'm going to spend my money. I could go to the Mystic, and there's always a chance of gaining a craft, which is really nice. I enjoy gaining craft. But I think I'm actually going to go to the healer and just heal. Just spend all my money to heal. So I've lost my money, my 2 gold, but I gained 2 life. I think that was a worthy trade. Alright. Oh, he rolled a 6. Got lucky there. Should have lost that one. But fair enough. 6. I did not want to roll a 6. A 6 is not very useful to me. You'll notice that the edges of the map are always 6 away from each other. So the corners of the map. So yeah, I'll go here and see what happens. Sometimes it can be good. A 6. A boatman offers to ferry you across to your temple. So that's not bad. I'll actually do that next turn, because the inner circle just has better spaces. It has more dangerous spaces, but it does have better spaces. Wow, really? Did he just beat that ogre? Yeah, he did. And yeah, he's gonna turn those in to gain a strength. All right, he's unfortunately doing relatively well. Let's see if I can gain something from this temple here. I rolled a 4, lose 1 follower. That's kind of cruddy. I don't have a follower, so that doesn't really matter. I'm actually going to spend my fate point to reroll this die to gain a 6 and gain a strength instead. So that's much better. I'll take the strength. That's not a bad thing to have happen. So yeah, he's going to spend a fate point to reroll that. But he's still going to lose a craft in the process. Your craft can never be reduced to its below its starting value. And I know his craft got increased by his item, the Holy Grail. Yeah. So it couldn't go below. It couldn't go below what he currently had. So that's why it didn't go down there. All right. I actually have the water bottle. So there's 2 spaces here in the desert that make you lose a life for landing in them, unless you have the water bottle, which I have. So I'm actually going to go into that space. I'll take my gold. Yes, gold is good. Gold is good. I am out of fate points, which does give me pause, because if there was a moment that would, just be really, really bad for me, if I just roll really poorly in the wrong situation, then I have no way of re-rolling my die, which is bad. The Hermit gives you a talisman. He just kind of goes somewhere, so the Thief may go get a talisman there at some point, but I don't really care. The talisman is not that difficult to get. Oh yeah, the Thief can steal items. That's why he's got an axe now. My strength is actually relatively high already. Oh, fantastic. The Oasis. The Oasis gives you 2 cards, and better than that, the Hidden Valley gives you 3 cards. But we're going to go to the Oasis because we don't really have a choice right now. Alchemist is a follower and a bag of gold. Alright, that's not bad. What 2 items do I have? Oh yeah, water bottle and magic belt. Alright, good. You always want sort of like a variety of things. The Orb of Knowledge! So, remember how I said the Prophetess is a fantastic character, pretty much for the sole reason that she can discard adventure cards, like 1 at a time. The Orb of Knowledge gives you that ability. It gives you that Prophetess ability, which is just fantastic. I would love to steal that from that guy. And in fact, I'm going to start heading towards him, because if I can gain just maybe a little bit more, either quite a bit more strength or a little bit more craft. I'm glad I've won that. If I can gain some more in these stats, I can beat him and try to steal the Orb of Knowledge from him. And that would be pretty great. Yeah, he's going to go grab himself a Talisman, which that's fine. I'm not really worried about that. In general, I'm pretty sure that the AI doesn't usually go into the center. Like, they don't try and win the game until about... I should go that way. Until they have like 9 or 10 in either strength or craft. Amulet. That's very interesting. You cannot cast spells, including the command spell. No spell will affect you other than the command spell. So the amulet makes you immune to spells, but you can't cast spells. As the wizard, that's pretty crap. So I'm just gonna leave that here. I'm not gonna use that. Granted, I can't cast a spell right now, but I'm going to cast a spell sooner or later. As soon as I can get rid of counterspell, I'm going to get more spells. Oh, Mephisto. That's always a good one to get if you're evil, because it gives you a craft. If you're evil, you gain a craft. Otherwise, it turns you evil, which may or may not be good for you depending on like items you're carrying. Like if the thief turned evil right now, he'd have to drop his Holy Grail. Oh, you get the Book of Spells. The thief gets all the luck here. But actually, that might be good. Oh. Is he casting a spell? I'm going to cue my counter spell. No matter what. Yeah, he's casting a spell right now. Is it random? It is random. I'm going to counter spell that just because I don't like random. It makes you roll the die and I'll have a random effect. 4 of them are bad, 2 of them are good. So odds are something bad's going to happen to you. And I have no fate to re-roll it. So, and I want to get rid of counter spell. Ooh, Psionic Blast. Add your starting craft to strength until the end of the battle. Okay. So, actually, I'm pretty sure that I should engage him in regular strength combat and then use Psionic Blast, and then I'm pretty much guaranteed to win that fight. So that's what I'm going to be going for, so I can steal the Orb of Knowledge. That's the plan. Oh, and I've got a rune sword now, so that's nice. That's handy. Oh, interesting. Alright, so he's planning... Oh, he's dropping the Talisman. He just dropped the Talisman there. Uh-oh, what's he doing now? Oh, he's casting Nullify! Well, there goes my Sonic Blast. So he's making me discard all my spells, which is not that bad. Hex is kind of crap. But it's not that crap. So what Hex does is you cast it on an area, and that area just kind of sucks. Hex loses a life. Yeah, Hex is kind of garbage, but actually in the situation that I'm in right now, where I know where he is going to use his raft to get to the Hidden Valley. So I'm going to Hex the Hidden Valley, because either he's going to avoid the Hidden Valley, which, haha, sucks to be him, because that's a really great space, or he's going to go there and lose a life. So, actually not that bad. I'm not going to cast Immobility on him just yet, because I want him to go in this Hex space. Let's see. Now I've got some options. Where am I going to go? I think I'm going to stay in the inner circle right now. Just if he goes here, I'd like to be in the same ring as him. Because coming back here, crossing the river from this side is actually very difficult. You can always go past the Sentinel if you're on this side. Otherwise, if you're coming from this side, you have to fight the Sentinel. So, alright, let's see what happens here. Oh, crud. Oh, crud. I've already lost. I'm not rolling well here. That's okay. I'll live with it. Alright, let's see what he does. Let's see if he's going to... No, he's making a roll for it. He just lost his raft. I just prevented him from using his raft by hexing the Hidden Valley. Which I'm rather pleased about that, because... yeah, that is a good thing. I wish I'd rolled a little bit better. Yeah, I really wish. I don't want to go here, so I might as well... I'm going to go to the Warlock Cave. Do I want to accept a Warlock quest? See, these Warlock quests, they pretty much all they ever do for you is give you a Talisman, and there's already a Talisman on the board that I could probably quite easily pick up. And if you... Careful picking up a Warlock quest, because it says, when you complete the quest, the Warlock will tell us... Okay, that's not the important bit. But the important bit is that you cannot get past the door to get into the center and win unless you've completed all your Warlock quests. So don't do it unless you kind of need to. because it could prevent you from winning the game. And I'm just going to cast Immobility on him, just to mess with him a little bit, and I'm going to get another spell. You see why I think the wizard is so good. He's just slinging spells. There's a couple of characters that have that ability. Cast as required. So now I'm going to heal myself, because why not? I can do so. I'm just going to cast heal on myself, gain a life, and I'm going to get another spell. Yeah, just the ability to gain spells after every time. There's Psionic Blast again. Just being able to gain a spell every single time that you cast a spell is really strong. I'll take the armor. Armor's pretty good. By the way, armor, shield, and helmet do not stack. Your character will only ever use the best one. Looks like he stole yet another axe. Wait, why does he have 2 axes now? No, he stole a sword. There's literally no reason for him to want a sword and an axe. He should have taken like an armor or something. But yeah, sometimes the computer makes stupid decisions. While on one hand I want to be close to him so that I can eventually ambush him, I didn't roll anything particularly good. I don't want to go to the crags, because the crags are, you're either attacked by a spirit that you can't collect, you lose a turn, you might be safe and not have nothing happen. There's the 1 out of 6, which is good. Or I could go here. You know, I might actually, I have a weapon, don't I? Yeah, I have a rune sword. I don't need a weapon. I have armor, so I don't need anything there. It's a tough choice. It's a tough choice, because on one hand, I really do want to be out here, to be near him and be near the graveyard and all that stuff, but I kind of want to draw an adventure card. Adventure cards are to win this game, so I'm going to draw an adventure card. That's unfortunate, because in the inner ring, it's always dangerous. That ogre is now a 7 instead of a 5. So that kind of sucks. But I'll just roll with it. I'll just roll with it. Maybe he'll roll poorly. He didn't. Yeah, I could not have won that. The armor didn't even save me. Unfortunate. I maybe should have used my Psionic Blast. I'm kind of holding on to the Psionic Blast to go mess with him, and I'm not really too concerned about losing a life. But oh, he got, all right. So he's gonna drop the sword? Yeah, there's no reason for you to have that. He's probably going to cut down the trees and try to get with his axe and try to get back to the Hidden Valley. It's a crap roll. Wait, I have an alchemist. I have an alchemist. I'm actually going to go here. I'm going to pick that up. Ooh. What am I going to drop? Armor, I suppose. Armor is not that useful. Yeah, I kind of did that in the wrong order. I should have I forgot that I don't have anything that increases my carrying capacity. What I should have done is I should have alchemized the armor. So what alchemist does is that you use them, and then you can basically alchemize things into gold. I should have alchemized the armor and then picked up the amulet. And then alchemized the amulet. That would have been the correct thing to do. But it's whatever. Things happen. Things happen. Alright, and he's got it. Well, you're going to drop the talisman again? Alright, you're just going to drop the talisman. There's a sword and a talisman there. Alright, 4. That spirit is pretty tough because it's a 7. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm just gonna pay to heal my. I'm gonna heal a life. Why not? Yeah, you're beginning to see is that I have enough money pretty much at any given time to go heal lives. If I was and then I could go to the graveyard to heal fate. If I was a good character, gaining fate back just isn't an option. So you see what. And he's not going across. He tricked me. He totally tricked me. I don't know why he didn't go across. Sometimes the computer just does horribly baffling things. You think you got them figured out, and then you don't. Yeah, I'm going to go to the Oasis. I think I'm going to do the smart thing, and I'm just going to get out of here. Because I kind of need to... 1, I need to go punch him. 2, I need to go to the graveyard. So... Oh, wand. Well, that's really useful. It's actually not useful for me at all. You may always have at least one spell if your craft allows it. Gain a spell each time you cast your last spell. Wizard already has that ability, which means I'm going to alchemize that right now. I'm going to melt that down because it doesn't give me any benefit whatsoever, but if it's stolen or lost or I drop it or whatever, it would give a benefit to the thief. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just get rid of it. Oh, he's coming at me. Oh, he's going to steal an item from me. Oh, wait, no, he's going to fight me. Oh, he's choosing to fight me. Well, that was a really poor plan. We're currently tied at 5. And now I'm going to get +5. So I'm going to be at 10, and he's going to be at 5. Which means that he literally can't beat me. He can tie me if I roll a 1. So he didn't roll a 6, which means I've won. Doesn't even matter what I roll. Yeah. I roll a 1, but it doesn't matter. And I'm going to take the Orb of Knowledge like I've been planning to all along. That went fantastic. And I'm really glad he used his turn to do that instead of mine. I thought the thief gets to steal. I think he was maybe trying to steal something from me, but then forgot. Take 1 object from any character that you land on. Yeah, that's what he should have done. He should have just taken something instead of fighting me. Sometimes the computer really does some baffling things. I think the AI in this game is not the best. It does give you the edge, though, to win. So, alright, we're going to cast Random on the Thief, and it could actually help him if he rolls a 5 or a 6, but otherwise it's going to be just kind of either neutral or bad for him. If he becomes a toad, I'll laugh. Yeah, you should really re-roll that. Ah, okay, well then I know he's going to gain a life. Cost him a fate point, gained a life point. Not so bad. We'll move any face-up adventure card. That could actually be useful. I'm going to queue that just to... I queue spells quite often because sometimes these spells are a little bit picky about when they can be cast, and you want to be careful with that. So I like to queue spells. Like that spell I'm just going to use as soon as I get, and I'm going to nuke something. I don't know what yet, but I'll blow something up. Oh, fantastic. Well, I've accomplished the things I wanted to accomplish on the outside here. Now I just need to worry about raising my craft, which is kind of like the biggest part of the game. Shields doesn't help you very much. Alright, and so I just cast Destruction. Like it should have like, I don't know, told you in some way that that's what just happened. But that's what just happened, and I get to destroy a card. And I'm probably just going to destroy the market here. I can get a mule for 2 gold. Actually, I'm not going to destroy that. I could use a mule. What's this? Demon. I'm not going to kill that for a long time, so I'm just going to nuke it from afar. Kind of feel like I should get credit for killing that demon, but I'm not going to. Alchemy! That's not useful. That's not useful at all. Do I have anything I want to alchemize? Not really. No, there's nothing I really... Actually, I do. I'm going to cast Alchemy just to get it out of my hand. Or as soon as I can cast it. Like I said, it's kind of picky sometimes. I feel like I should be able to cast Alchemy right now, but I can't. Alchemy doesn't help me at all because I have an Alchemist. An Alchemist is like a permanent alchemy. So, no point in having that. Oh, fantastic. Alright, great. I'm going to go exactly there. I'm going to draw 2 adventure cards. And I don't want to fight a giant because I don't really think I can take a giant. I have 5. The giant has 6. So odds would be in the giant's favor, and standoffs don't help me, so I'm going to get rid of the giant with the Orb of Knowledge. To draw a dragon! Literally the only thing with more strength than the giant in the deck. Yup, that just happened. That's really unfortunate. I rolled a 6. I have a chance here. Wow, I beat the dragon. I guess it's payback for all those times that I had really crappy rolls. I kind of lost a bunch of fights that I shouldn't have lost, and I just won a fight that I really shouldn't have won. So I just picked up an axe. If you name more another character. Rune Sword is not actually that great, so I'm going to drop the Rune Sword. I'm going to drop the water bottle. No, I'm going to drop the Rune Sword, yeah. Because I like the axe can let you get across the river, which is actually kind of a handy ability at times. Yeah, like the thief keeps doing. And maybe the thief will actually use the raft this time instead of just not doing so. Oh, I just cast Alchemize. We're going to alchemize the water bottle because we don't really need it. And we'll get a money for it, and and it frees up some inventory space. What I'd like to do is I'd like to land at this market and gain a mule. That'd be very, very useful. Ooh, Acquisition, one of the meanest spells in the game. I get to just take something from an opponent. My opponent doesn't have anything I need, so I'm not going to cast it right now. But yeah. Alright, well, I got a mule for free. Fantastic. I don't even need to go and buy it. So now I have extra space in my inventory, which is really useful. I could have stolen the raft. I literally could have cast Acquisition on the raft, which is just really, really a dick thing to do, in my opinion. But don't be afraid to be a dick to your computer player. Market Day. I don't want any of this stuff. I already have a mule. And mules do stack. You can have a whole caravan of mules, but rarely am I ever running around with with more than 8 items. So right now I can have up to 8 items. That's 8 of these red cards. I'm not going to need it. So, and Market Day, yeah, that would actually help out our thief buddy. Actually, I'm not sure if it would. Does the thief get to steal anything on Market Day? Yeah, he would get a free item, and I wouldn't buy anything. So we're gonna get rid of that with the Orb of Knowledge. We're gonna get rid of that, making heavy use of this orb here. We're gonna draw a card, and we're gonna gain a cross, because why not? So now we no longer lose a life in the chapel. So if we really do need to land in the chapel, if we really don't have another choice, yeah, it does no damage to us, so that's fine. That's good. You got to the Hidden Valley. I hope something bad happens to him. Alright, so yeah, when you fight multiple creatures, they kind of team up. But he defeated both? Oh wait, no, it was a standoff. Stand corrected. It was a standoff. Yeah, so that kind of sucked for him. Do I want to go pick up all this stuff? Or do we want... Yeah, I might as well. I can alchemize it, so I gain a talisman, which is nice. It's always good to get the talisman requirement out of the way. Don't forget to get a talisman. I quite often get so wrapped up in increasing my craft and increasing my strength that I forget about getting a talisman. So don't do that. A 3 is not a terribly good roll right here. I'll re-roll it. Why not? Because, you know, why not? I'd kind of like and go fight him, actually, because I'd have the odds would be in my favor. Actually, there's nothing he has that I even want. So, Potion of Strength is kind of a crap item. It increases your strength by 2 for 1 round. So I'm going to Orb of Knowledge that. That might not be the best idea, but alright, it turned into a gold. To be perfectly honest, I was probably going to alchemize that item anyway, so that was really no different than what it normally is. I don't need the sword. I literally have no use for the sword, so I'm going to turn that into a gold as well. Yeah, I have a lot of gold this time around, primarily because of the alchemist. Just being able to turn items into gold is actually pretty useful. Because quite often there's a lot of overlap. You can only ever use one weapon. Why? He has 2 axes now. I guess he stole it. I mean, but there's no point in getting extra axes. Oh, he becomes evil. Oh, he just dropped the Holy Grail because he became evil. So that kind of sucks for him, I guess. But oh well. Yeah, I'm gonna go fight him. I'm gonna go fight him in psychic combat. But he has nothing I really need. I could just, you know, deal a damage to him. Now I'm gonna go get me an adventure card. There's no point in fighting him. Pool of Life. Don't really need it. Better things in the deck than that. Pool of Life gives you health. I'm already sitting at 5 health. I don't really need... Oh, it's a hag. Oh, it's a hag. I'm gonna lose my alchemist, my mule. I'm gonna lose a lot of stuff. That was bad. That was very bad. Okay. Well, you know, at least I'll get... At least as soon as I get rid of her... I've lost the mule. I'm gonna get rid of the cross because it's not that great. Yeah, you hear that hag laughing. Yeah, the hag, you have to deliver her to the village, to the mystic. Whoops, yeah, resume. I'm pretty sure, at least, that's what I need to do. And unfortunately, I dropped almost off. Yeah, all your other followers immediately leave you. Discard them. You may have no other followers until you get rid of the hag, but visiting the village mystic, even if he ignores you. So I just need to go visit the mystic, and I'll be back in shape. That was really unfortunate, because that made me lose my mule and my alchemist. The alchemist I'm a little sad about. The mule I'm kind of really sad about, because that mules are helpful, man. Wow, come on. A little bit, there we go, that's much better. That's much better. I was gonna say, like, the odds were in my favor there. Sometimes that just happens, though. That's why having fate points is really nice. Oh, he just got 2 gold, which makes him complete his warlock quest. And he gains himself a talisman, and he's going to drop an axe, because he doesn't need 2 of them. If I wanted to be a dick right now, I could just go ahead and take his talisman. We're gonna re-roll that. Re-roll the same dang thing. Alright, well, we're gonna go to the crags, and we're just gonna miss a turn. We don't have a choice. I spent my fate point because I really didn't want to go to the crags, and I didn't want to backtrack and just pick up and drop this thing again. In hindsight, that would have been, you know, better. Oh man, he found the Fountain of Wisdom. That's also unfortunate. That's really going to, if he can keep landing on that Fountain of Wisdom in the Oasis, his craft is going to get quite high. Oh, he's going to get 2 fate points too. He's having all kinds of luck. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to draw an adventure card. I could defeat it. Do I care? No, not really. It's a craft 1. There's almost no point in defeating that. So we're gonna Orb of Knowledge this. We're gonna live dangerously. Hopefully it can't be something like a hag. Yeah, if I were to get the village right now, that'd be great. Roll a 2, roll a 2! Plane of Peril? Alrighty then. I could make an attempt at trying to beat the game right here if I somehow miraculously roll a 6 or under on 3 dice, which is unlikely to happen. I mean, it's possible. It's just really unlikely. Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? I rolled a 13. So that puts me tavern. So short-lived. And I'm gonna get tipsy and fight a farmer. This is quite the round. Lot of things happening here. So I got teleported to the Plane of Peril, then went to the mines, somehow got lost in the mines, which got me to a tavern where I got drunk and fought a farmer. And he's just gonna keep going to that Fountain of Wisdom. That makes me kind of sad. Oh, fantastic! I can get rid of the stupid hag. Ugh. Oh, I can't pick that up. Mystic. Roll die. Don't even care. I'm already evil. Yeah, continue, please. There goes the hag. No, get rid of her. Who wants the hag? Alright, so I got rid of the hag, which that'll actually give me an achievement at the end of the game for extra XP for delivering the hag. So that's actually not that bad. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit worried here because my thief friend is actually doing pretty dang well. Like, I've got the items, and I do have a little bit of higher strength, but if he keeps landing on that Fountain of Wisdom again and again, like he is doing right now, yeah, his craft is now higher than mine. I'm a freaking wizard, man. My craft's supposed to be higher. So, yeah, Fountain of Wisdom, it's really unfortunate that he got that and is getting so much use out of that. Fairy doesn't help me, I'm not a good character. Fairy helps a good character. And we're not going to deal with that. Bear! Yeah, we can fight a bear. Should be able to do this. Yeah, I think I've basically already won. Yep. No, I have already won. Didn't even matter. He could have rolled a 6. I still would have won. And I can gain a little bit of strength here, so that's good. If my strength is high enough, I can at least beat the thief in a strength fight, which is good. that means that I can still steal items and be a general jerk to him. What's... Ah, Magic Stream. Okay, so Magic Stream is the opposite of the Fountain of Wisdom. It gives you strength instead of craft. I mentioned this the last game, the first time. Oh, you're kidding me, the Maiden? Wow, he's getting dangerously close to being able to beat this game with craft. If he like picks up the gnome or something like that, then that's game right there. He just has to go there and do it. And there's nothing I can do about it really right now. I know that I sort of said at the beginning, it's just like, yeah, you can kind of reliably win using this technique, but you know, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees for anything. Oh, okay, that's kind of nice. I'll take the bag of gold, and I'll take the rune sword. Yeah, there's no reliable way. There's no 100% way to win this game. The game is not built that way. There is a lot of luck involved. You're rolling a lot of dice. And even though the AI makes a lot of poor decisions, and you can make all the right decisions, you can make like the absolutely right decision every single time, that's still no guarantee of anything. Yeah, I'll take the 2 gold. Why not? So, you know, don't be, you know, like, don't go into this thinking like, oh yeah, I'm guaranteed to win, because there's no such thing as a guarantee. There's only things you can do to sort of increase your chances. Yes. Do I want to fight the lion? The lion is a strength of 3, which it's going to take me a while to get to a point of where I can turn in enough strength creatures, monsters. So we're going to do something else. Instructor, that's much better. Yes. So the instructor, you can pay 3 gold to increase. We're not going to increase my strength. We're going to increase my craft by 2 points. So unfortunately that means I have to miss 2 turns now. But that's okay, because yeah. And actually I think I'm going to call it a part here. I think this is going to be a 2-parter, just to, you know, I don't want this to be a huge intimidating video. So I think I'm going to call it a part here. I'm just going to let this thief finish out his turn just to see what happens. Yeah, the thief is doing extremely well. Actually, the thief might win relatively soon. What I should do is actually, you know what? I have an ace in my hole. I have an ace in the hole. If the thief ever decides that he's going to try to make it through here, I'm just going to use acquisition to steal his talisman right before he wins, which is a horribly dick thing to do. But it is a totally legitimate strategy. Then he's going to have to backtrack out of there. He only has 1 talisman, and I can just steal it from him. So if he's in the mines, and he's doing well, and he's about to, you know, go in here, you cannot enter this space right here, the Valley of Fire. You cannot enter it without a talisman. And I can always steal his talisman. So, well, yeah. So I'm actually okay. And this is gonna take a little bit longer. It might go relatively quickly next time, but yeah, we'll make this a 2-parter. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time for more Talisman.